Welcome back to the Brothers Grin. I got an I'm the asshole for you, ready to go. Nice little story. It says, am I the asshole for wanting to end my 3-year relationship after this fight? Is this me being racially insensitive, or are these legitimate red flags? I'm a 32-year-old white female, and my boyfriend's a 30-year-old black male. We've been together for 3 years. We started couples therapy a few months ago because we fight a lot over small things and struggle to resolve conflict without it escalating. Communication has been the main issue, and honestly hasn't felt like it's improving. In our most recent therapy sessions this week, he kept pushing back, the therapist talking over her, refusing to answer her questions directly. I told him, "You're here for you. It does not sound like you understand the purpose of these sessions." It then ended up with her saying she wasn't willing to continue working with us and would refer us out, so that was already heavy for me. That same night, everything blew up. For context, when we first started dating 3 years ago, we clearly agreed we did not want any children. It was something we bonded over. That night, out of nowhere, he started musing that culturally it feels important to pass his culture down. He said he doesn't know if he wants kids because he doesn't know if he wants to bring children into this world, but he feels drawn to connecting more deeply to his culture. I was confused because we consistently said we would not have kids. I said it felt different from the prior conversations, and I was trying to understand what had changed. Instead of being a calm discussion, it immediately shifted into him talking about how he's not a jet-setting dink Instagram lifestyle and wants to get back to his community instead. I said if what he wants fundamentally different, then maybe we're not compatible. He laughed at me and said, well, you don't even just set things the way you want or do what you want by yourself is cool, because this stuff hurts my feelings. Would love to travel more. We both want to start new jobs and get out together. Then he randomly said, we've never talked about having kids this way, so he wants to be open to the discussion. I was genuinely confused because why would we? We've talked about not wanting kids. It felt like he was reframing the story in real time. Later, we tried to watch Love is Blind. He would not stop picking at me. He kept bringing up old fights, including one stupid one we had about leftover rice from last week. I repeatedly said I just want to watch the show and not rehash old arguments. He kept accusing me of not knowing the black couple's names or occupations. I honestly don't know anyone's names or what was even happening on the show because he'd been talking over the show the entire time. Like most black people, he can't be quiet during a program. I have to rewatch it later. Every time he disagreed with a white cast member, he turned to me and he'd say, this is your people. What do you think? It felt pointed, not playful. He said he wouldn't have kids with me unless he was sure I knew how to raise mixed children. I reminded him that I don't even want kids, and we talked about that for years. I kept feeling increasingly uncomfortable and attacked. The more I asked him just to stop, watch the show, the more he escalated it. I hit an emotional wall and started panicking and crying. While I was panicking and crying, he said, What in the white is this?
Oh my goodness.
That's the part that's really sitting with me. There were other things too. Early in the argument, I told him I sometimes feel like love's conditional with him. He responded, feelings are not factual. He also told me if I want him to change something, I should write it down and he'll copy and paste it and try item 1, 2, or 3. It felt robotic and dismissive. When I was trying to share in the moment what I wanted to change, I was dismissed and told just to write it down for later reference. More context, because it matters. I'm an ER nurse and work essentially 8 days on, 6 days off. I don't drink at all during my 8-day stretches. On my 6 days off, I usually have a few drinks, a little bit of weed. For sleeping and anxiety, my psychiatrist is aware and supports it for my insomnia. He drinks, uses weed, just less frequently, sometimes more than others. That night he was chugging wine. We had opened a bottle and a half to share. I had about a glass and a half, he drank the rest. The heavy chugging was out of character for him. He usually doesn't do that. It felt strange and honestly unfair. During this whole argument, he was attacking my substance use, saying he comes home to someone who scares him every night, gets high or drunk, while he was visibly intoxicated and I wasn't. How is this man scared of his... Come on now. When I said I finally decided I was just too uncomfortable and suggested we watch the show separately, he said, cool, pass me the remote. I'm trying really hard to check myself here. I truly want to be racially sensitive. I know there are aspects of being black in America that I will never fully understand. I want to support him as a black man, but this felt less like, let's have a mature conversation about cultural differences and more like hours of targeted attacks framed around my whiteness. It honestly sounds like he's harboring resentment at me being white, and I don't know what to do with that. I would have welcomed a sober, direct conversation about cultural fears and raising mixed children or reconnecting with the community instead of, as it came out as, feelings are not factual, this is your people, what do you think? What in the white is this? Laughing at me and saying I don't go anywhere cool, criticizing my marijuana use. Am I being racially insensitive and just not seeing it? Is this normal conflict amplified by alcohol? The therapist already tapped out. My gut reaction is that I crossed the line and it's not something fixable. Don't know what to do. Would like you guys to weigh in. Hopefully there's some other mixed couples on here that can give me some good advice. End of story.
That sounds like a crab sandwich right there.
Well, well, well.
I mean, it kind of seems like some gaslighting to me, you know, good old-fashioned gaslighting.
Yeah.
The freaking, I don't
What in
even
the
know,
white
like,
is this?
what in the white is this? That's white people stuff, bro. That's white people stuff.
Man, me and you both have been in relationships with black girls, and I've never had any problems like that or anything. I think it's more the way you're raised than anything.
Oh yeah, a lot of it is just upbringing, and then certain things are choices and stuff like that. You get, what is it? You get into those modes, I guess. We've never been like that, being half Hispanic and stuff, being like, yo, I'm half Hispanic, son, my heritage. Like,
Never.
you know, that's not how I resonate with myself or my culture, being more whatever it may be you be doing. You know how it is for some folks.
Yeah.
Like,
Venezuelan pride. Like, homie, we're in America.
I mean,
we're in America.
You know, we've all known that more whitewashed black person growing up, and then once they hit a certain age, they start to say the N-word a little bit harder, walk with a little more lean in their step, and even Mexican dudes growing, and it's like, you know how that can look, and no qualms. I don't judge no one, but it's like, hey, brother, I know you didn't grow up in the streets like that, and now you're out here portraying or perpetrating a different mentality, and so be it. But with this and the lady, man, what?
The comments, you can imagine the comments. Get out while you still can. You're going to end up with a black eye.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, they're going off. You see this all over the internet. You know it's coming next. Next time he talks about your whiteness, have him replace the batteries in the smoke alarm.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God.
This stuff is ridiculous. Oh, this is so ridiculous.
That's god awful, bro. That's really god awful.
Man, they have a whole bunch of stuff on here. There's some good advice in here, and a couple people replying from a mixed couple relationship and stuff. I didn't see it like that, you know? I mean, they said your therapist already broke up with them. That's a bad sign. You should be next.
Yeah, that's a big bad sign.
Yeah.
Like, the therapist is like, this man ain't trying whatsoever, and I can't, it's, you know, I'm done. I've done my part. And I mean, hey, man, you got to put effort forth if you really want to understand and change or remedy, I guess. But
this guy writes in, he says, I'm a 6-year-old black man here, and simply put it, your boyfriend's too childish. He's being an asshole, trying to hide behind race and culture and sensitivity. That has nothing to do with it. You're not racist. You're with a black man in the first place. So there shouldn't be any your white heritage or your black heritage or your, you know, like, and that's what's stupid. Any of the black girls I've ever dated in my life, it was never like, oh, this must be because you're black. Like, you're just a girl, you know, but
well, I mean,
maybe that's because where we were raised. I don't know. California is a little different, you know?
I want to know what this man means by heritage versus what he grew up with. I mean, is he talking like, I mean, you hear it all the time, like being black American doesn't mean you're necessarily African American. You know, you ain't got those roots going back to Zimbabwe and Ethiopia and stuff and things like that. You're 4 generations deep in America. And unless your family is super deep into that kind of heritage, I want to know what heritage this man's talking about necessarily, man. Like, is he wearing traditional garments? Like, I got a kufi on. Freaking, is he out here freaking, you know, that kind of heritage stuff. But that's not the case. And
this black lady writes in and says, has he always been like this? Has he, as a black woman, there's no cultural context to him being this hostile and antagonistic towards you. It sounds like he has a real contempt for you. Trust your gut. This doesn't seem fixable. So, you know, and that's what I think too. I think it's more of a relationship problem than a cultural problem. 1%, he's racist and abusive. Don't let white guilt or worrying about being racially insensitive prevent you from leaving a man who's emotionally manipulative. Like you were saying, gaslighting, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, it also seems too, depending on the time they've been together, does it say? Is
3
it like
years.
3 years?
Yeah.
3 years. It kind of hits markers where somebody's trying to be self-destructive in a relationship as well because they're over it. Maybe
that's
the
honeymoon phase.
Was that?
They're over the honeymoon phase.
Well, he's over it, you know, he's now doing things to push her away. But I mean, you know, you don't really know using all that heritage stuff and black man and What's that? I know, right? It would be interesting and
How
a
much you
little
think
bit
she weighs?
more.
Come
She
on, tell
no,
the
she
truth.
probably in good shape.
200
I don't
plus?
freaking know.
200
No,
plus, Jeremy. 200 plus.
I'm not saying it
Something.
didn't cross my mind,
I'm
but
not saying the stereotype fits. I'm just saying maybe.
dude, yeah, man, all of that's bad, dude.
Yeah.
It's
It it's so dumb. It's so dumb. But I thought it was funny, just what she's saying, like I don't understand why all the fights and everything has to end up back to race. Like, since the dawn of time that
well,
shit's been like that.
if you enter a mixed race relationship with like something super contrasting like being white and black or being anything and something else, I mean, 3 years deep and to start pulling that out of the pocket is a little ridiculous. That's why I assume like sometimes the easiest answer or the most simplest answer is the correct answer. I feel like he's over the relationship and he's now in that departure stage by bringing up and making issue of a whole bunch of BS, but you don't really know unless you know him firsthand, I guess, maybe, but
Yeah.
no, you can't spring having kids on somebody after having
After
lengthy
lengthy
conversations
conversations
about
saying
not
no.
having kids and being like, "Oh, I want to pass
Oh
on that." Like,
my
what are
God.
you trying to pass on? A hot comb? Like,
Yeah. This other comments in here is like, I don't know.
braids? Like,
This must be the only black man out there that's really wanting kids. I'm like,
no,
the comments are horrible. Like, this is crazy.
dude, it's so bad. Like,
It's so bad. Golly, these people. But man, it's Reddit, of course. You know what I mean? There's some good advice here and there. Let
oh
me
yeah,
let,
you
let
got
me read one more. Let me read one more. I got one more. Come here. All right. Hold on. Let me get this over here. Here we go. It says, Am I okay? Am I overreacting because my husband all of a sudden has new bedroom skills? I am my husband's second partner. It never bothered me, and I used to actually think it was kind of cute. Like, I'll never forget the first time we did it doggy style. As soon as we were done, he yelled out while still out of breath. Well, I've always wanted to do it that way. I was able, I don't know, high-fiving, I guess. Who knows? I was able to teach him and show him what I liked. Every time I've tried to go south on him, he couldn't handle it. He said it tickled too much. Little homie, come on, please. No, blowjobs for me. No, thank you. Sorry. I've tried many times, but it just doesn't work. He's gone down south on me and would do okay, but I could tell it was something he just didn't enjoy. I should also add in there, I once found my husband was addicted to watching porn. This was like 5 years ago, and he said he stopped, but I don't check his phone. He's also a truck driver, and he's not home a few nights a week. Getting them lot lizards. So the last 3 months have
God,
been
bro.
extremely odd. My husband started begging me to let him go south. Act like I was never going to say no, right? Let me just say, there's no porn that can teach him the things that he knows now or what he's doing. It's honestly like I'm a completely different person. Even during the main event, he's doing all these new positions. I'm loving it, but at the same time, I'm starting to feel like he might have an intimate teacher somewhere. I've tried not to overreact until the other day he said he would like for me to return the favor. I said I would love to, but reminded him that he could never handle it well. Then he proceeded to tell me that I wasn't doing it at the right angle. So what do you guys think? Am I overreacting, or do you think he has somebody else on the side? What do you think?
I mean, I want to say maybe she's overreacting because, I mean, at this day and age, you can go out and learn a plethora. I mean, from watching porn or looking it up on many different outlets and stuff. If she thinks there's somebody else, I feel like that might be reaching just for the simple fact that, like, usually if there's somebody else, there's a distance there with that kind of stuff. There's a lack of wanting that kind of connection with the person you're with if you're being unfaithful or something to a degree, but
Maybe he's just getting more comfortable. You know what I mean? It's his second sexual partner, which is rare in these days and age. Everybody got high body counts and
yeah,
shit. You know what I mean? I think it's just maybe,
it's his second sexual part.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
bro,
only
you
been
got.
with one other girl before. Well, so he says. But, I mean,
Yeah,
it could.
I
It
think
could be
this
real.
person's overreacting.
Yeah, I do too. I think she just,
Yeah, I mean,
maybe he's watching that porn. Well, 5 years of porn addict and you don't know what to do. That's kind of weird too, though. But I'm just saying.
well, I mean, porn's not real life, bro. Like
I
you,
know it's not
like,
real life, but I mean, you should at least kind of know. You can get the gist.
I mean, maybe if he's like starts. I mean, variation of position is one thing, but if he starts trying to do some outlandish stuff, like put, just the outlandish stuff you see in porn,
He's
like,
over there spelling the
like,
alphabet with his tongue and shit.
well, I mean, understanding goes a long way with sexual intimacy and stuff, and then also being responsive to what your partner likes. But I
Well,
mean, I don't think this dude's cheating. I think he just expanded
nah.
his repertoire, and he's bringing it to his lady, rightfully so.
Maybe he's talking to some buddies. Maybe his buddies are giving him pointers. Maybe he's just like, dude, this is going on in the bedroom. What do you think I should do? You
Well,
know?
I mean, what is it? Intimacy insecurity is a real thing because of a lack of confidence in your ability. Like, you're like, oh, I'm not good at this, and I don't want to do it, and I don't want to be horrible, and I don't want the critique and that feedback that I'm not reaching certain levels and things. And so, but hey, man, this lady needs to, like, if she really thinks something's going on behind her back, then yeah, ask
Why don't
him.
you ask him? Yeah.
But it just seems like this man
Yeah.
just
What's up with
expanded
this
his
sudden?
portfolio.
What's up with this sudden change? That's all she has to. You see what he has to say? Is he stumbling up? He's a truck driver. So here's the thing, dude. If they don't have that trust and he's gone nights and weekends and shit, then you're always gonna have that uncertainty, and it's gonna be a crappy relationship. You're already married. I just feel like he's getting more comfortable with her over time. He might have expanded his repertoire, his portfolio, however you want to say it, and
Yeah.
he's trying to bring his A game, maybe stepping it up a little bit. That's all I could think of. But just because he got a little better in the bedroom, I don't think that's a call for immediate, like, oh, he was cheating on me. He learned this from some
Yeah,
other
especially
chick.
especially if he's bringing the energy to her. Like, "Hey, I
Yeah.
wanna do this. I want you to do that. Let's," you know, that kinda shifts me away from thinking he's actually doing or being unfaithful. I feel like it's, as we just said, that man did some research and found out it was on point. As the lady said, like, it wasn't bad. It was just not what she's used to from him, and it's like, embrace that. Embrace that.
Yeah,
Let
one
make
person
him
said, one person, yeah, make him what?
just make embrace it, make it feel good. Be like,
Yeah.
"That's I don't know what you did, long as it wasn't anything bad. If you just doing research, cool. That's always good. You want that's well, that's what you hear a lot about, like, what is it, relationship disputes and things like that. Like, oh, it's stale in the bedroom. It's the
Oh, yeah.
same thing. It's this. It's that.
This is,
It's
next he's
the
going to be
lack
coming
of.
to you like, peg me.
Oh my god! Like, clap my cheeks,
Yeah, clap my cheeks. Pull my hair, girl. Pull my hair. Choke me. Just all in there.
dude.
They have it says, I read some of the parts and men learned some tricks after a few times. I did mention that he'd be reading a book about it, so he might have been reading up on it. It doesn't necessarily mean cheating. And then another one's like,
Yeah.
mine was the opposite. He was sleeping with hookers.
Oh my.
Some disgruntled girl on here, straight to the hookers. I bet he's been
Straight
looking
to
it
the
up. You
hookers.
have no idea what a dedicated man is capable of. See, that's true to me too. Like, man, if he's already married, he's in his relationship. He's just getting better. I don't know, but
It's not like he's just getting better to me, but we don't really know. It's not like, oh, I want to give the man a benefit of the doubt because it's a dude and stuff. Usually when you hear, when there's cheating involved, you hear about a sexual and emotional disconnect from a couple, opposed to somebody being like, he was cheating, but then he was coming at me 1000% as well with all this new, you don't really hear that too often.
this was kind of explicit, but it says, it's pretty funny. It says, after like 12 years of marriage, I taught myself to deep throat and several other X-rated things in efforts to spice things up in the bedroom. Luckily, my husband wasn't suspicious. He was too busy having his blank swallowed.
Oh my
Props, girl. Props. No-handed baser.
dear Lord, bro. It never hurts to keep it, not random, but like constantly trying to
Yeah,
find
man.
different things, I guess.
You gotta spice it
Uh,
up, dude. I mean, what?
you got to spice it up. You got to spice it up,
All right, man. Let's get out of here. Thank y'all for stopping by and hearing our nonsense once again. We'll catch y'all later.
Later.